Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Democracy 3 with me, Starkira. And before we begin, I have a very important question to ask you. Have you gone out and voted yet? If it's no longer election day, then you can ignore that. But if it is election day and you haven't voted, come on man, go out and vote. Anyway, so we're back in Starkira's Canada, and I will start the next term. Of course, by buying votes, because that's what I gotta do. Crime is down. Yes, that is exactly what we wanted. Crime is getting down. This is awesome. Okay. Okay, so this is what these... I was kind of curious as to what these numbers were. So this is the number of turns of inertia in this effect. So if the underlying value has changed, this shows how many turns it will take before the effect has been fully felt. Okay, so it'll take 4 more turns to fully feel the police force changes. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, GDP is not doing any different. Crime is down, education is good, poverty hasn't changed yet. Okay. Security briefings. Human rights says society says it actively encourages its members to oppose the current government. Come on, man, I've been doing it all like, whatever. Alright, ignore those guys. Currently have a surplus of 6.67 billion and could consider dropping taxes. I could drop taxes. I could do that. Or I could increase spending. Who knows? Because we want a surplus to get rid of that debt, because we've got a huge debt. Damn. Anyway. So, urgent. Policy question that requires my immediate action. Till recently, this hasn't been an issue, same-sex marriage. Marriage has been a straightforward issue and a ceremony reserved for heterosexual couples, but increasingly the more liberal ministers have been carrying out same-sex marriages. Good for them. Should we ban this at the constitutional level? Fuck no. Ban it. It's crazy to allow this travesty of a religious ceremony to take place. By standing by and doing nothing, we are silently condoning the practice. The church will be outraged if we don't move quickly to put a stop to this. Okay. Or allow the marriages. There are no good reasons to ban such marriages. It's no business of the state to interfere in the relationship between loving couples, regardless of their gender. Placing a ban on the kinds of relationships our citizens can form is an unforgivable intrusion into the people's private lives. So this is where, I guess you can say, moral choice dilemma comes in. It's the question that you have to answer is, what type of country, what type of government do you want to have? Do you want to have one that's kind of police state overbearing, one that's a crazy socialist utopia that will fail because it doesn't have any money because it gave up taxes 10 years ago and is borrowing all the money and then goes into debt and explodes? So I think somewhere in the middle is fine for that. That having been said, I'm going to allow the same-sex marriages. If the church doesn't like it, I'm sorry. Okay. So, socialist. Apparently I'm being very socialist. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, commuters are still annoyed because there's traffic congestion, and so the rail strike isn't helping. In fact, the rail strike is making it worse. Okay, how are the poor doing? Okay, the poor still have a lot of homelessness, and unemployment is still working, or is still hurting them. So, how are we going to help them? How is my healthcare coming along? Should be okay. It's 12. A delay implementation of 12. Maximum time in turns for spell to be implemented or changed from one value to another. Okay, well, it's doing its thing. So healthcare is doing its thing. How is science research coming along? 4. Science research is coming along. Cool. What's my popularity? 23%. Okay. So I'm getting more popular. Slightly. Slowly. Not quite there yet. So let us try and deal with this rail strike. So we were right on the start trigger. That's not good. Okay. So if I understand this correctly, rail subsidies will get help to fight it, if I understand correctly. So if we... traveling by rail is not only more environmentally sound than car travel, debatable, it's much more efficient in terms of transport times and congestion. Also debatable, but we'll take this one and pretend we're Germany and have a rail system that's basically like a subway. Of course, that requires adequate investment over the very long term, and in the meantime, motorists take offense at subsidizing a system they do not use. Yeah, fair enough. But if we want to push them in a direction that will be more environmentally friendly to protect our country and to, you know, get people back working on the railroads so that we can, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Get rid of that strike and increase our GDP, we have to ignore their terms in the short run. So let us, out of 24, whoa, I'm losing capital. Anyway, so I'm going to raise this. So I'm going to raise the subsidies. Let's go to medium. So that is going to negatively affect the rail strike, going to negatively affect unemployment. More people are going to be commuters. It's going to increase the commuter income somehow. Middle earnings, poor earnings go up. Rail usage goes up. Motorist goes down. Commuter goes up. You know what? I'm okay with all that. Boom. I'm at 14. Cool. So this, whoops, rail subsidies, labor laws. Labor laws are basically restrictions on a worker's right to strike. Capitalists argue that such restrictions are vital to prevent key workers, such as power station workers, policemen, and train drivers from holding the country to ransom. Trade unionists consider the right to strike to be fundamental and not open to negotiation. So, if I increase, what's this? So pro-union work week gets really bad. If I go employer, so what's this down here? Okay, so the rail strike. So if I go pro-employer, the rail strike will get really hurt. The work week will go up crazy, so everyone will be working all the time. Wages will go down. How will the wages go down? Okay, wages will go down. Socialism goes down. Trade unionist membership goes down. Okay, that seems a bit intense for me. I also don't have the capital to do that, so never mind. I will ignore that for now. Let's look at how's crime doing. Okay, organized crime is going down. This is good. This is good. This is good. So let's look at the intelligence services. Oh, we've already done that. So how is crime doing? Crime is still screwing everything up. So, vigilante mobs. Let's look at this. So racial tension is kind of starting to do that. It's negatively, the conservatives hate it. Fair enough, that's understandable. Tourism's not liking it, but crime is really... I have to reduce crime somehow. How am I going to reduce crime? How would you reduce crime? Alcohol abuse, homelessness. So, we have to get at the root causes. Antisocial behavior, homelessness, alcohol abuse. But for the short term, we can increase the cops so that they will keep... what's the word I'm looking for? They will keep protection in the street. So, every government needs to employ police force to ensure the order is kept and laws are obeyed. But it's a matter of debate exactly how much should be spent on the police. Some favor a large force with police on every street corner. That might be a bit much. Others prefer a more low-key and tolerant approach. Well, we already have the community policing. So, that's going to take its time. So, if we increase police presence to, I don't know, 2.15 billion per quarter. So that's high. So what's going to change? Vigilante mobs are going to go down. Alcohol abuse goes down. Antisocial behavior goes down because the cops will, you know, stop them from throwing up everywhere. Unemployment is going to go down. State employees' income is going to go down. State employees' membership. That is state employees' membership. And I don't know how the state employee income is going to go down. I guess it's because we'll have more police, so less money overall for everyone, which is unfortunate. But state employees will go up. Conservatives will like it. Violent crime will go down, and crime will go down. I'm okay overall with that. Implementation delay 6. Cool. So that's the police force. So police force is going to hopefully help in all this. Antisocial behavior. CCTV cameras, I'm not comfortable with that just yet. Alcohol consumption. Okay, so we will deal with that in a little bit. Deal with that later. So railroad is being dealt with. Oh, people are abusing alcohol now. Oh, they've been abusing it a whole lot. Community policing. Okay, so this, we've got a few more turns before these really kick in. So hopefully it'll drop this down. So we can ignore that for now. What is this one? The asthma epidemic. So car usage is really helping this. So if we can reduce car usage, then we can help cure the asthma epidemic. Okay, so that's asthma. What else? That's negatively affecting parents. So the environment. Let's look at what we can do with the environment. So the environment really environment will really get rid of pollution, but the GDP attacks the environment. That's not good. Environment prevents tourism. That's also unfortunate. Air travel and car usage obviously will also do that. Okay, so let's look over at pollution for a moment. Pollution is negatively affecting health, but the environment will help get rid of pollution. Okay. So without enough measures in place to regulate what gets pumped into the air, we've ended up with high levels of pollution. Oh no, that's unfortunate. This affects our health levels and quality of life. Not surprisingly, environmentalists are especially upset. Okay, so let's look at the environment. So the general measurement of the quality of the environment, including air quality, but also measuring noise, pollution, litter, water quality, and many other measures of pollution. Okay, that makes sense. So GDP affects this, air travel affects it, car usage affects it. So if we have a lot of cars, the environment, it's kind of getting damaged. Okay. Microgeneration grants. So if we fund kind of people to generate their own power, I think is what it's talking about. That will help the environment. Clean energy subsidies, so kind of like incentives to get solar power or wind power to work. Okay, let's look at microgeneration. What's that? Excuse me. Microgeneration grants. These grants are given to citizens to help subsidize the cost of energy microgeneration systems such as solar panels and wind turbines. This is a good way to take advantage of some people's desire to make a personal step towards cleaner and greener energy and will increase the country's overall energy efficiency. Okay, that makes sense. So, if we do this, it will reduce CO2 emissions. Okay. Reduce CO2 emissions, the environment will... So... Okay, so, you know what? Because it's only in the millions, let's maximize this. So the environmentalists will be happy, the environment will be happy, CO2 emissions will go down, and all that. I'm okay with this. This is good. So we're still looking at pollution over time. So that was micro generation grants. Let's look at clean energies. So renewable energy might not be ultra efficient yet, but there's an argument for investing heavily in it now so as to strategically prepare our country for a future without fossil fuels. Yes. Environmentalists are happy for obvious reasons, but capitalists see it as an unwelcome distortion of the energy market. Or they could see it as a new area to explore and get untapped markets. You know, how you look at it. Okay, so I'm going to increase this. Let's fund this. So what's it? 400. Let's up it by, hold on. 463 million. So let's dump 200 million in it. It's 463, so 663. Cool. So with that, environmentalists are going to be happy, capitalists less so, CO2 emissions going down, energy efficiency going up, and the environment going up. Okay. So now with all of that, our health should be starting to get better, and that will be good because pollution should go down, so then this should go back up. Wonderful. So then the asthma, come on. The asthma should slowly get better, and people should be, happy. Okay, so I need to get more popular. That's what I'm seeing. So socialists love me, retired folks love me, the poor like me, farmers like me, state employees like me. The youth are less so. So actually university grants, because that is something that will be very helpful for me. So university grants will help education, help middle earnings, and poor earnings. So this actually might be a good thing. So grants for poor students. I could increase that. No, I can't because I don't have the political power. But, you know what? In that case, let's just go to the next. Let's look at what ideas we can do. Didn't I already implement this? Could have swore I implemented this. I guess not. Welfare, fraud, rent controls, food stamp, alcohol awareness program. Alcohol awareness program. I like this. Can be dangerous even in moderation. It can be, but, to each their own. To raise awareness of that, this campaign will show all the trouble that alcohol can get you into, from ruined friendships over accidents and addiction to sickness and death. Certainly not a happy topic, but it is always better to have your mood dampened a little now and stay sober than to suffer big time later. Well, if this will help fight the alcoholic abuse rampantness that we have, then I think I'll bite the bullet and implement this. Okay. So I'm gonna go to about here. Should be enough. So my income's that, expenditure's that. I have still a surplus. This is good news. So foreign policy, foreign aid. You know what? Let us do nothing because I only have 4, so I can't fix that. Cool. And this is, I guess, homelessness. Okay, so next one I'm going to look at homelessness, but let's go to the next term. Oh yes, making impossible promises is what I do best. Alrighty, so crime is down still. Religious condemnation. What? Head of church has called upon you to resign and told his followers not to vote for you or support your party. You've been described as an amoral and spiritually corrupt leader who should not be given the support of the church. Welp, that sucked. Oh well. Anyway. I should have seen that one coming. So the religious people really hate us. Whoops. So what? So they don't like gambling, creationism, abortion laws. The abortion law is really pissing them off. Well, so you know what I'm going to do? I am going to be... Wait, hold on. Faith school subsidies increases racial tension? What? How? What? I don't understand. What? Huh. Okay. Well, in that case, I guess we're going secular then. Yeah, because I definitely don't want race war. That is not something that would be fun. So, but first I'm going to check on my trains. Okay, so that is still going on. Alrighty. So that's not helpful. So rail system is still paralyzed. Didn't I increase the rail subsidies though? Oh, okay, this is going to take some time still. Okay. So let's look at organized crime. Wiretapping isn't doing anything. Gambling is helping it. Okay. Armed police. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. No one likes armed police, but it's needed. Needed to protect against organized crime. So I'm going to raise it for 10. So what's this? Alcohol laws. The youth don't like it, but wait, hold on. Okay, ample evidence that excessive consumption of alcohol can lead to health problems. Yes, and even premature death. Definitely. However, some people object to the state interfering in an individual's right to choose what he or she drinks. There's also the complication that the government can make a lot of money by taxing alcohol. That we can. So what were to happen if we went down to no limits? Violent crime goes up, alcohol consumption goes up, liberals love it. Okay, well, let's revert changes. So from here, the youth, if I increase it, violent crime goes down. What's this? Can I read this? No, it won't let me read it. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry, but we're gonna try what the states did. Actually, no. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. Minimum drinking age is now 21. Liberals are gonna hate it. Alcohol consumption is going down. Violent crimes going down. The youth don't like me. I'm sorry, youth. Excuse me. Okay. So, but I can also wait. So what happens if I click on this? Oh, this is my cabinet. So capital per turn 23, maximum 46. So she, Haley Bergeron, is okay, but she only gives me 2.1. What about Victoria Lee? She's really loyal, somewhat effective. Okay, she's fairly effective, okay, loyal. Really loyal, somewhat effective, mostly effective. Loyal, mostly effective. Kind of loyal, somewhat effective. Okay, cool. Alright, so foreign affairs. She wants foreign policy. Okay, that's fine. Show potential ministers. Anyone else want foreign policy? No experience, but 4.7. Ooh. That would actually make me very happy. Okay. 3.9. I like this 4.7. Alright. Haley, I'm sorry, you've done your country proud, but it's time for you to be a backbencher. So, Jada, people are talking. I know they don't like it. What do you mean capital per turn 22? That's not... That's not good. They're talking behind my back. Okay. So, click to return to the government. GDP is down. Shit. So I need to fix that. Education's good. Crime is still down, though. Crime is dipping. What's the GDP? GDP is fluctuating. Okay, so I need to increase this. Appoint a UN ambassador is an urgent policy question that requires my immediate attention. The ambassador to the UN retires this year. We need to name a successor as soon as possible. Much will be made of whether we appoint a hardliner who sticks up for the country or someone more able to compromise. Audrey Wong, well known as a patriot who will fight tooth and claw to get our interests represented at the UN. Seen as a popular choice amongst patriotic and more conservative citizens, she is historically against foreign aid and a supporter of import tariffs. She's not popular internationally. Okay? Or Mason Johnson. He's a popular figure on the international stage with a reputation for solving difficult problems through compromise and understanding. A true internationalist, he's popular with the liberals and socialists in our society as well as foreign leaders. So do I want someone that will stick up for Canada, or Starkira's Canada, and the interests of the country, or someone who is more apt to compromise? Well, seeing as how I personally am more apt to try and find compromises, let's go with Mason Johnson. Okay. So, I really need to figure out this GDP stuff. Okay. Capital per turn 21. Why am I losing? Oh, Madison. Okay. Desired jobs tax. Her effectiveness isn't super. She's only giving me 1. And Angelina Brown, you're only giving me 1 too. Come on, you guys are killing me here. Potential minister. Okay, for tax. Show potential ministers. Okay, 4.8. 3.8. You know what? Let's do some shuffles here. All right, Liam Desjardins, you are going to help me here. So, thank you, Madison Tremblay, for all your help. Boom. Liam Desjardins. What? Come on, let me hire you. Oh. Gotta hire. Liam Desjardins. I'm gonna hire you. Okay. So these, every time I do something, they're changing. So I'm gonna stop messing around with that. Each turn takes 3 months. Okay. So, okay, I need to up this. Wait, middle income hates me? I thought they liked me. Okay, I understand capitalists hating me, and the wealthy are starting to hate me. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there for now. Thank you all for watching. Again, as I said at the beginning of the episode, if you have not gone out and voted, please do so. It is not only a right that we have living in a democratic nation, it is our responsibility. So please get out and vote, and have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye-bye.